Just picked up a no start Harley. See if we can get it going. My guess is carburetor issue. It's been sitting for a while. Should be the same thing I just did with the dirt bike last week, man. Be plugs, do the fuel filter, put some fresh fuel, and see if we can't get it clean with some B12. If not, then we'll go ahead and pull the carb off, see what we're looking at. All right, so the fuel does smell pretty bad. I got the fuel filter off. It's just got that stale, not good smell, you know. So next, after we pull the fuel filter off, now we're gonna run the fuel hose into this gas can and just kind of drain everything out of the tank. Cause it doesn't smell good. I'm pretty sure that's all it is, man. It's just bad fuel, you know. You can tell the difference. If it doesn't smell like that stuff you're pumping at the gas pump, something's wrong with it. So let me get that out of there. Now that's about how the fuel should be draining out. It wasn't doing it from the petcock, and so I'm assuming that internal filter might be clogged, because it wasn't even at the, I showed y'all the pace it was coming out, and at that, it wasn't even getting any pressure to the carburetor. I doubt it was making it past the fuel filter, so that's about the rate we should be getting fuel out. Pulling the petcock out now, and you can see that shit is nasty. So that's probably a major part of the problem, because look at all that gunk. Yeah, I bet that's a big part of it. Man, safe to say we found the problem. That is gross. Looks like that's rust from the tank. Just from leaving bad fuel in there, letting it constantly sit. So, yeah. While it's not a permanent solution, this shit's kind of like magic in a can. And it'll get this stuff out of there. It'll make the bike rideable again. But like I say, it's not permanent. If there's that much rust in there, there's going to continue to become more and more rust. Best thing he can do is continue to ride it, unless he wants to change the tanks out or like put a coating in them. So I'm gonna talk to him about his options, but right now I'm gonna get it running. All right, now that that part's done, we got the brand new fuel filter on there. Let's see, there might have to be vacuum for it to really do much of anything, but we'll see. But the petcock's been cleaned out, and I ran a brand new fuel line through there. Carb looks pretty gunky, but had to get all that stuff done before I could go on to the next step, you know. So, see if we end up getting a little pressure out. So far, nothing. Turn the ignition on. Yeah, there's still nothing even in the fuel line. And so, yeah. So we hit it with that good old go-go. All right, see what we can make happen. So after the attempt at starting it, hoping that it would build up some vacuum and bring the fuel down, because it's gravity fed, so vacuum should do it. The fuel filter never filled up until I left it on and I removed the line from the carb. And by doing that, it pissed everywhere. And so that lets me know that this carb inlet is clogged, and so no fuel is actually making it into this jet. And so now we got to start messing with that part. All right, so still not getting any pressure. I sprayed some B12 in there, hoping that would help. But now I know that there's fuel down to that point. So if I can get it started on some starter fluid or something, it'll build up a vacuum and should suck it through. See what it does. So after about 10 tries, I realized I'm never going to get any pressure out of this jet. So there's a clog somewhere between here and there. This carb may be savable, but not if I want to finish this today. And I really want to get started on painting that Suzuki over there. So we're about to put this other cv40 that I have on there and get this thing going so I can be done with it. Step one, turn the fuel off. Might be one of the most important steps, otherwise you're just gonna piss stuff everywhere. Like I say, we put brand new fuel line, brand new fuel filter, brand new fuel line through there to the carburetor. So after this bike has a fully new fuel system. Now this is really pretty self-explanatory, but just in case anybody's wondering, up here is the choke. Kind of hard to see on a phone there. Up there's the choke, here's your fuel line, throttle cables. That's all there is. It's really, really simple. We're gonna go ahead and pull it now. There it is. Exact same carburetor, cv40, just doesn't have that little bar and shield. That bar and shield right there is going to triple your price on absolutely anything. All right, for the choke, just got to pull that out. Up there, it came with a brand new little nut. This one's plastic. The one on the Harley is actually cheaper than the one on the aftermarket one. And all right. That's all it is. Now it's got the choke back on it. Trying to make it so y'all can see it, but it's really kind of hard to find anywhere to place my phone. It's kind of why I'm having a hard time recording right now, but it literally all just kind of goes back together exactly how you took it apart. Man, it's so self-explanatory, man. The thicker one's in the back, the smaller one's in the front. You got your push cable, your pull cable. I showed you how to do the choke. And then all you gotta do is run the fuel line after you press it into the grommet. I mean, that's literally everything. Always make sure that rubber grommet right there is seated good. And this one's good. It's a little bit cracked, but it's not dry because of the way Harley uses a metal intake. It looks like it'll still seat pretty good. All right, moment of truth. See if this carb squirts. There it is. You saw it spray. We're good to go. Should, in theory, I've been wrong, well, you know, at least once. But in theory, put this jump box on it. Everything down there is all hooked up. I haven't even messed with the choke yet, but okay. All right, I need the other hand for gas. Alright, so now we're going to do an oil change on it. So, just got to get this cap off. Alright. Now, there's not an actual drain plug on the bottom of the engine. What there is there's a little hose that runs off the back of the oil tank here. Runs straight down, has a little cap on it. That's how you do an oil change on this bike. You do that, you got your filter up here. That's pretty nasty. Yeah, it was definitely time though. So, let that run out for a little bit. I think it only takes like 3 quarts to do an oil change on this bike, so, and that's counting the filter. That's everything.